My dad's just going around on the mower. First grass cut and leaf cleaning at the same time. Okay, this is a test light, just so you know, because I'm going to mention it. And I'm going to tell you how I found things and whatever. It's going to get a little noisy, but it's the only time I got to do this, so okay. Leaf mayhem there. Okay, so I got my voltmeter. Okay, when you figure out a code on your I don't see the pins very well, light's not very good. When you figure out the codes, a code on your code reader, and I got code on this is a 2006 Dodge Ram. I don't know if that really matters, but bug on my so 2006 Dodge Ram. Its symptoms are engine light that doesn't do it all the time, at random will come on while you're driving. The engine will start to miss and run rough a bit, not sometimes a little, sometimes noticeable, and other times it'll get so rough I'll wait till my dad goes by. Does a good job though. Motion. Stuck? Maybe stuck. Has a bit of a bump right there. It's a bit dusty. So, like I was saying, the engine light will come on, the engine will run rough, and then what will happen, I'll just go around the corner there. Every time you go to bed, it's one of those days where I can't make a video anywhere, like there's just, now there's wind around the corner, that's even worse. So the engine goes rough, engine light will come on, and sometimes it'll get rough enough, the engine will start to really miss and buck and lap and stuff like that, and then it'll actually conk out at any speed that you're driving at. And when the engine conks out, your power steering conks out, and yeah, not good, right? So it took me a while driving around with the code reader, but I got the code p0405, which is great. Okay, what does it mean? Well, I found a guy had the book, and in his video p0405, and there's a bunch of them. There's p0404, p0405, p0406. They're all pertaining to the ERG valve, engine gas recirculation valve, right? But it means different things. So p405 means wrong voltage. Now here's all I know about the voltage is those things don't run full 12 volts. They only run like up to 5. So I think if you go over 5 volts, it's kaput. Now the problem I don't know is if it's saying wrong voltage, where's my wrong voltage? Is it on the valve side, on the wiring side, or both? So what I'm going to show you, once my dad's done that little knoll right there, he's almost done. I'm going to show you the voltage that I'm getting. I'm getting between like 4.98 of a volt, 4.98 volts on each terminal. We'll look at each terminal, we'll look at each wire of each terminal, and what I want to determine is whether like that little, because this I don't know, I'm not a mechanic, I'm just a guy on the internet trying to figure out how to fix my truck without spending thousands of dollars on stuff that it doesn't need, right? I'd rather spend 6 months diagnosing a problem than spend $1,000 on something that doesn't work, right? So those valves they're not so much that they're crazy expensive, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Fix what's broken, right? So I need my truck to do what it needs to, you know, like for work and stuff, right? Like this is my business right here. I think you're gonna do one or two more passes there. And then, but the voltage, there's 6 pins in there. Now, I can only see, my glasses, out of the 6 pins, I can only see 5. So I don't know if that 6th pin is actually busted or if there's supposed to be one in there. You guys know, let me know. I'll have to see on the backside of the wire, but we'll find that out in a second. Yeah, I think he's done up here. So we're gonna have a look. So anyway, I got my voltmeter on. So we're gonna look at the pigtail. So this thing I think is also some sort of a regulator, restrictor. So we got, how many wires we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's only 5 wires. So it's only 5 pins. And to take these off, you just shift this thing to this side, to that side, and then push down on this when it's down on there. Pretty easy to do. So hopefully you can see the pins. 3 on top, 2 on the bottom. And what we're gonna do, I don't know if there's a way I could set this up and not knock. I don't know if you guys can see that. Maybe this ain't, ooh, I really don't want to lose my GoPro. We'll see. This thing is pretty wide angle, but maybe, I don't know. I know what I gotta do. I gotta go get my head thing. That's what I gotta do. I think that's what I gotta do. Well, we'll try it from here. Oh, that might work, as long as I don't knock it. Okay, so on the back here, well, we'll show you the wires on the back. Okay, so black and white, that's ground for sure. We've got a blue, and I can't see what the stripe is. It looks like a blue and a purple, and another blue or greenish, and then we got yellow and red. So red is power all the time, yellow is common, green, we got a blue and a green. So blue is usually to a capacitor or something like that. Green is obviously ground to chassis, white is common, and black is ground. So our power and our, hopefully you can see that good, our power is here, our main ground is here, our ground to chassis is here, and then these two are to either capacitor or something like that. Typically that's how it works. So or fuse or whatever. So we're going to look at it this way. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see. Even if you can't see that well, it's not really a big deal, but just so you can see what I'm doing. So I'll just read out the voltages. You don't actually have to see the voltmeter. So I'm going to put that on my main ground. Okay, so that's the black and white right there. Then pin 1 gives me 0, 0, 0. That's in the very first pin. Pin 2 gives me 4.97, 4.98 volts. Pin 3 gives me 4.93 volts. And then this pin down here doesn't give me anything. So these 2 pins give me nothing. Are they supposed to? What are the pins? Well, one's to open, one's to close. That I understand that much. So we'll have a look again. Make sure I don't run too far over time, because I know people don't like part 1, part 2. So these 2 pins on the end don't give me anything without. I got the ignition on right now, which I'm going to shut that off because I don't want to drain my battery. But even when yeah, see, my check engine light's still on. Yeah, so hopefully I didn't kill my battery too much. Battery's pretty good in this, so just, you know, like if you forget it for an hour or so, then you're gonna go grab the charger, right? So I did it with the ignition on. I'll see if I can do it with the ignition off. Now I'll read out the voltage again. And the reason why I'm telling you the voltage, okay, is I want to eliminate. So I'm on the ground again. So once again, I got nothing in the first pin. 4.97 in the second pin. 4.93 in the third pin, consistent. And that bottom pin, I get nothing. So what I need to know is this code's telling me that these 2 pins here on the bottom, on the top and on the bottom, what are they, like, what are you supposed to read out of those, or do you read anything out of those? So that's code P04. Is that telling me that I got a wiring problem? Or is that normal? I don't know. I'd like to know that. So if anybody knows the answer to that, again, there's my code reader, or about 20 DC volts, 20, and I'm reading, you know, you always go higher than what you need. So for 12 volt system, you go to 20, right? So yeah, so what I'm trying to do is eliminate that it's a power issue. And like I say, that part, yeah, it's expensive, it's a pain in the ass, but it's not going to be as much pain in the ass as replacing wires, right? So yeah, so voltages under 5 volts on it, which I seen another guy do it, and every volt was under that. And did I measure it right? That's the other thing. So if you can help me out with that, that'd be great, because there's probably a lot of people that are suffering this problem. Again, engine stalling while you're running rough, and then stalling while you're driving. Yeah.